Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Please, 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 look at the last segment yesterday. Bernie Sanders drops out of Democratic primary contention. That was accurate. He's out of contention now, and he's actually officially dropped out of Mississippi. He's not going to campaign in Mississippi. Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi rally, shifting focus to Michigan. He knows he has no chance. He's essentially giving that state away. Now, does Bernie Sanders do well in the South? No, he doesn't. South Carolina, he got decimated by Joe Biden. The whole thing's a farce anyway. I'm trying to tell you, I'm the only voice in the wilderness. Steve Bannon just came recently. I wrote in the Huffington Post in 2017, Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. Today, she said, how many times do I have to be cleared? In the Hulu series regarding her top secret intelligence on servers outside of the United States government. Ladies and gentlemen, I give Madam Secretary a lot of credit. She is recreating reality, reshaping reality around her. Yesterday she said, nobody likes Bernie Sanders. No, that was last month. Yesterday she said Bernie Sanders hasn't had a real job. And the other day she said that Bernie Sanders, his campaign's full of baloney. My progressive campaign has a first name. It's Baloney. That's what she was saying. She's saying that Bernie Sanders' campaign is. She said that. Okay, every day she's trying to denigrate and insult and mock Bernie Sanders. Now he's out of Mississippi. Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi rally, shifting focus to Michigan. Well, how are you going to win the presidency? How are you going to win the Democratic primary if you don't win southern states? Southern states are the most important aside from New York and California. What are you doing? What did I tell you? I said Hillary Clinton's going to be the nominee. You think Biden? You're not talking about the sharpest tool in the shed. Okay? He's one fry short of a Happy Meal. Okay? He's one bud short of a six-pack. You're talking about somebody who literally at any point he could say, like Benjamin Lincoln once said to our founding mothers, and I want to thank you for being here at the Cosmonaut Institute. What? They're not going with Biden. Biden won, and Biden is amassing delegates because he's taking one for the team. He's doing whatever. He's protecting himself from future investigations regarding Burisma. Who knows? He has Democratic Party full support, media full support. He's taking one for the team. People voted for Biden over Bernie Sanders. That should tell you what happened to Bernie's campaign in 2020. The pundits who took over Bernie's campaign ran the thing into the ground. Bernie Sanders couldn't even endorse the pundits that adopted or, became his campaign, the vanguards of his campaign. Okay? Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi rally, shifting focus to Michigan. New York Times. Bernie Sanders canceling campaign stop. Okay, Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi trip. Why would you do that? Because you're not even going to get close in the South. You cannot win the Democratic primary if you do not come close in the South. There are bigger issues there in terms of Bernie's campaign. Okay? You spent 4 years talking about Medicare for all and justice and reaching out and how Trump is a horrible man and all this stuff, and Trump worked with Russia, and every single thing you said about Trump supporters, Bernie, and single thing you said about Trump, they're utilizing against you. So you've sold your soul to the Democratic Party, and you can't even be competitive in Mississippi or South Carolina or Alabama or anywhere in the South. What have you been doing for 4 years? Endorsing and then unendorsing people? What have you been doing? You could have simply said, oh, well, you know what? I give President Trump credit for withdrawing Americans. You never said that. You could have simply said, oh, they cheated me. It was a rigged primary. Look at the emails. I'm not an atheist. Look at what they said about me. And by the way, here's the $200 million that you gave. And by the way, Trump, I don't like him,
But he didn't say both sides in the way that they tried to say he did. And furthermore, he didn't work with Russia to hack the DNC to inform the country I was cheated. Why didn't you stand up, Bernie? Now you're getting steamrolled by the same people you tried. It's like somebody trying to get into a fraternity, and they say, yeah, you can join our club. Just, you know what, jump in a shark tank without the metal tank, and, you know, jump in a shark-infested waters full of chum, you know, swim across a river infested with piranha. Let's see, skydive and then land within a 2x2 foot box full of fire ants. Let's see, and then you know what, jump off a cliff and land gently, and then if you do all of those things, you could be part of our club.
Oh, that sounds great. Where do I sign up? This is fantastic. Oh, Hillary? Is she running again? Okay, good. I'll tell everyone to vote for Hillary.
Hillary Clinton's going to be the nominee. They're not going to go with Biden. It took literally 24 hours to go, Bernie's going to win it all, and now suddenly Biden's going to win it all. Biden is not going to win it all. Amy Klobuchar and Mayor Pete and Bloomberg gave all their delegates to Biden. He'll give all his delegates to Clinton. It is the 100th anniversary. It is the 100th anniversary of the centennial. It's the centennial of the 19th Amendment. They're not going to go with Biden. Okay? You know, he's going to go up with DNC. You know, thank you, everyone. It's 100 years since men were able to vote. Look, he's going to... You're not talking about... It's either a charade, an act, a theatrical performance, or, you know, somebody wasn't wearing a helmet when they did football drills. Or, you know, who knows? He sounds like he drank a bottle of vodka every time he goes up on stage. And then he insults people, calls them fat, says vote for anybody, vote for Trump. Basically, he's pretty honest. He's like, you don't have to vote for me, vote for Trump. Clinton has the documentary series. Clinton has the podcast. She's trying to do what Trump did. Whether she runs in the summer, a week before the convention, on the convention, Hillary Clinton is the only thing that could possibly save them. Now, they're going to lose with Biden. They would get absolutely obliterated with Bernie. Bernie won't even win the Florida Democratic primary. You think he's going to win Florida in the presidential election? You have to win Florida. He's not going to win Michigan in a couple of days. He certainly won't win Arizona, Mississippi, Ohio. So he knows he can't. If you can't win the South in the Democratic primary, you cannot win the Democratic primary. He should have spent more time, instead of trying to reach out to every social media personality or whatever, he should have spent more time trying to make himself more electable to Southern voters. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. Now, you can disagree with me. You can agree with me. The bottom line is Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi rally, shifting focus to Michigan. Now, Elizabeth Warren left the race today. She's served her purpose. 1,032nd has served her purpose. It started off where she was siphoning votes from Bernie, and then eventually the Warren and Bernie camps can't stand each other. Warren did not endorse Bernie Sanders. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I'm like the nicest version of the Bernie bros compared to what they've... I don't know whether some of it's true, or I don't think any of it's true, but whatever. They have vilified and completely... The Bernie supporters have been vilified more so than even Trump supporters. Okay? Democrats have been able to utilize Bernie Sanders, his movement, which is now a gigantic bowel movement, his supporters, into fomenting Trump Russia, and Bernie was a part of it. Bernie sold his soul to the clappers and the Brennans of the world And then he wants to fight the 1%, and then there's 2 billionaires that came into the Democratic primary. The whole thing is a complete fiasco and debacle. A complete debacle. The decision suggests the Sanders campaign is largely ceding another state to Biden and going all in the Midwest instead. You can't go all in the Midwest when you've already stated to Midwestern voters you can't win the South. So Democrats, their whole brains, even their relationships, they're even having marital problems. Oh, I have a headache. I'm thinking of Trump. Oh, but honey, no, I'm thinking of Trump. There are articles about that. Their whole lives are predicated upon defeating the Orange Monster because the record low unemployment and being the first president to step foot in North Korea to begin détente between North and South Korea and withdrawing Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and GDP up, stock market, well, recently but generally still up. All these horrible things. They can't stand it because he's orange and he has a spray tan and he's horrible and he tweets too much. 2% of Americans are active on Twitter. 2%. Look at the Pew Research. 22% of Americans are on Twitter, and then 2% are actually active. Okay. And then of that 2%, a small fraction. Oh yeah, retweet this. I'm moralizing and I'm condemning and I'm judging. Oh yeah, I'm so awesome. Retweet. Doesn't put money in anyone's pocket. Doesn't. If you... Nobody cares what the social media televangelists. They're basically this generation's version of televangelists, except they don't make money. They pontificate, and they're on a platform like a soapbox made of just hypocrisy and verbal refuse. But anyway, Bernie Sanders cancels Mississippi rally. He's out of contention in Mississippi. Okay, he drops out of Mississippi primary contention. Please, for the love of God, don't. He didn't drop out. He's still running. Yeah, he's done. He's not even. He basically is not even going to be on the ballot. He will be on the ballot. Yeah, I know. Here's the title. He'll be on the ballot, but he's done. You cannot win the Democratic primary if you are just giving up on a southern state. I don't care what state it is. If you get decimated in South Carolina and you don't even try in Mississippi, your campaign is done. And then suddenly what? You're going to tell Michigan voters that, we'll beat Trump because we can't even win southern states? Is that how it works? And Biden is not going to be nominee. Oh my God. Why is it so hard for people to understand? He's a placeholder for Hillary Clinton. Clinton's running. She still stated she wants to run on January 28, 2020. It's only about a month ago. You haven't heard from her for a month, and suddenly, oh, HA, let's see, you were interesting for a while, and then, I'm going to have to leave you for MSNBC. I don't think it's going to happen. It just does. It looks like they're going with Biden. Why? Because he's winning delegates? That should show you, Bernie. The fact Biden is winning has nothing to do with him. There's no... Okay, what you derive from that is how bad Bernie is, not how good Biden is. I was wearing the No Malarkey shirt before. I was actually the only person. I'm the only person who owns a No Malarkey shirt. I'm wearing this amazing Motorhead shirt, but... You want me to wear my No Malarkey? I'll bring my No Malarkey next time. I'm the only person on planet Earth who's ever worn a No Malarkey shirt on YouTube. You know what No Malarkey is? You probably don't. It's actually Biden's tagline, his wonderful slogan, No Malarkey. They had to make it so absurd that Biden's entire existence in this primary is be as awful as possible without giving the election away to Bernie. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Bernie has basically dropped out of Mississippi, and that's not hyperbole. He cancels Mississippi rally. He should be campaigning in Mississippi. The change in plans suggests Mr. Sanders will not challenge Mr. Biden for the support of black voters in the South, a vital base in the Democratic Party. Bernie's done. He should have spent 4 years trying to win the support of black voters in the South. He did not do that. Okay. What did I tell you? In 2016, Bernie Sanders was gaining support exponentially among black voters, Latino voters, Asian voters, everybody. The more you learned about Bernie, the better it was in 2016 because he was a different candidate then. I can go through the whole thing. 2020, he tried to embrace the rear end of James Clapper, and it didn't work. Give me your thoughts below. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be the only person on planet Earth who correctly predicted all of this. And it's happening almost exactly the way I said. Did I not say this whole thing was a charade? Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. There are other people, not only... Just check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right this second. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. Tell everyone you know.